Look, is that a face right there, guys? No, look, oh my god!
When the doors close, some places don't feel empty. Screams echo.
You hear that shit?
People act strangely. And invisible forces seem to wander freely.
Look, you see that? You see that?
Across shops, malls, and marts, cameras have captured moments so unsettling, they leave everyone shocked and terrified.
No, scratch that. My bad. We in Walmart. And it's this toy. And you can't tell me this shit ain't demonic. Hold on.
This guy in the toy section of Walmart had some wild claims, and he actually had proof. He was holding a kid's toy and pressed the button like normal. It started saying the usual cheerful stuff, until something chilling happened. All the same box toys on the shelf started chanting along with it. They were just repeating the same phrases together like some creepy little choir.
It's supposed to be by itself, right? What the?
His wife even took the toy to the next aisle and pressed it again. Same result. Every matching toy started talking in sync. The man said it felt demonic, and once you hear those voices, you really can't unhear them. Perfect lure. There's an old theory that jinn or evil spirits appear as beautiful women to lure men in before preying on them. Some people thought this CCTV footage might have been one of those cases. The biggest giveaway, they said, was how off she felt. Too perfect, almost unreal. The woman walked into the store and gave the man behind the counter this unsettling smile that didn't look human at all. You could feel something was wrong. Then came the moment no one expected. As if she couldn't hold her form anymore, she collapsed to the floor. And what stood up in her place was a cat. If this stuff creeps you out, hit like and subscribe, because these stories don't stop. Sign signals. Sometimes ghosts don't even try to hide. And this clip made people wonder why. A passerby recorded a closed store late at night, empty and dark, but the closed sign kept slamming against the glass door over and over again, like someone was hitting it from the inside. No one there. Online viewers were instantly unsettled. What made it worse was the store owner later confirming this wasn't a one-time thing. There had been multiple incidents just like it. After that, people were convinced something was still inside that store. Aisle visitor. A store owner was closing up for the night when he started hearing noises coming from inside the shop. That alone was weird, because the place was supposed to be empty. He pulled out his phone and started filming, and that's when he caught something terrifying. In the corner of the frame, a small figure appeared out of nowhere and calmly walked behind one of the aisles. The moment was quick, but impossible to miss. One commenter made things worse by saying it looked like Chucky, and honestly, it kind of did. So, was it just a misunderstanding, or something else entirely? Scary encounter.
Not what I asked you.
Is that you?
A store manager heard strange noises coming from his supposedly empty store and decided to document it. He recorded the CCTV footage first, showing viewers that every aisle was completely clear. This wasn't even his first time dealing with stuff like this, which made it more unsettling.
I'm here by myself. Nobody's here. It's just me.
Eventually, he went in to check himself. As he reached the far end of the store, something happened. He panicked, backing away fast.
Oh! Oh, shit.
To prove why, he reviewed the footage from that aisle. That's when people noticed it. As he called out to the ghost, a small section of his hair lifted straight up. No wind, no movement around him. Maybe calling out wasn't such a brave idea after all.
Look, you see that? You see that?
Midnight laughter.
On everything I love, I just heard a group of kids over here laughing.
A man was working the night shift as a security guard in a massive mall, completely alone. Out of nowhere, he started hearing laughter, like a whole group of people having fun.
You hear that shit? What the f***? Bro, I'm in the mall by myself.
Confused and honestly shaken, he walked around trying to trace the sound. There had always been rumors that this mall was built over an old orphanage tied to tragic events. Maybe that explained it, maybe not. As he scanned the empty halls, he spotted a lone figure standing far off in the distance, just still. That was enough for him. Fear took over, and he left the mall immediately, not even finishing his shift.
That? Staring right at me. Right there.
Invisible entry. An employee was working a late-night shift at a convenience store when the camera caught something strange. The door opened like a customer was coming in, but no one actually entered. If you looked closely, though, a misty figure slipped through the doorway. The employee didn't notice until the door closed, and he looked up, expecting to see someone inside. There was no one there. Watching the footage back made it worse, because whatever walked in definitely wasn't human. At least, not anymore. Possessed shopper. You never know when your grocery run might turn paranormal, like these shoppers found out. Near the cashier, a woman suddenly began screaming at the top of her lungs, clutching and squeezing the scarf around her neck. Moments later, she stumbled forward, moving as if all her strength had drained away. The unsettling scene left witnesses frozen, some convinced they were watching a full-blown demonic possession unfold in the middle of the store. Online, theories were split. Some claimed it was a supernatural attack, while others suggested it could have been a severe panic episode or mental breakdown. Store haunting. Here's another chilling clip that made the rounds recently. A guy was just out getting his groceries. Nothing unusual. But the real story was what happened behind his back. A box seemed to float right off the shelf. No one near it, then dropped to the floor like something had knocked it mid-air. There was no one else in the aisle. People quickly jumped to ghost theories, saying the store might be haunted by something that didn't want to be disturbed. Skeptics called it a hoax, as usual. But here's the thing, it was all caught on CCTV and filmed as it happened by a store employee. Kinda hard to stage something like that in real time.
Check this out. Let's go ahead.
Haunted store. A woman was working her shift at a store in Mexico when something terrifying happened. Out of nowhere, an unseen force grabbed her leg and started dragging her across the floor. She somehow managed to break free and ran straight to the manager, completely shaken. But when he checked, no one was there. Still, it wasn't the first time something like this happened. Locals had reported strange incidents before. Some believe there's a presence there, one that clearly doesn't want this store to stay open. Crying storage.
Hello?
A security guard working the night shift heard strange sounds coming from the storage room, so he went in with a flashlight to check it out. The room was dark and quiet, until a mannequin suddenly fell face down on its own. Then a glass dropped and shattered.
What the? Whoa!
Before he could even process that, he heard a woman crying hysterically. The crying slowly twisted into a distorted, inhuman voice. That was it. He turned and ran.
Who's there?
The footage sounded like something straight out of a horror movie. And honestly, I bet the guard walked out thinking this job wasn't worth his life. Sinister presence.
What is that? Right there. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
After some strange stuff kept happening in the restaurant's storage room, a staff member finally checked the CCTV. At first, it looked simple. One of the items on a shelf just toppled over. Weird, but okay. Then someone noticed something else. In the reflection of the fridge door, there was a face, clear as day, just there. And then, right on camera, it started to fade and dissolve like it was never supposed to be seen. We've all watched clips of things moving on their own, but this felt different. Like the ghost actually revealed itself. It left everyone asking the same things. What did it want? And why that place?
Look, is that a face right there, guys? No, look, oh my god!
Stirring straw.
¿Qué significa? ¿Peda segura o alguien está pisteando?
A couple of friends had gone out to relax at a bar when something unusual caught their attention. As they laughed and talked, one of them noticed their drink behaving strangely. The straw inside was moving on its own. It spun slowly, then faster, as if an invisible hand was stirring it. None of them could explain what they were seeing. When the clip made its way online, people were baffled. Some called it a simple trick, while many insisted it was a glitch in the Matrix. Barber poltergeist. That busy barbershop turned paranormal in no time. While customers were mid-haircut, the front door suddenly swung open on its own, then slowly shut again. And it didn't stop. It kept opening and closing for almost a full minute, scaring everyone inside. But the creepiest part was easy to miss. If you watched the TV reflection, a transparent figure looked like it walked into the room. People swore the activity was connected to that thing. One barber finally walked over and kicked the door open. After a few seconds of silence, the door slammed right back into his face and sent him stumbling. The shop shut down and went up for sale right after that. School screams.
Video, subir o compartir esos videos.
Sí, evidente, no se preocupe.
A guy later posted an old clip from when he served in the Chilean army. They were often sent to patrol abandoned school buildings, and in this video, he was inside one that already felt wrong. The halls looked dead, heavy. As the lieutenant finished giving an order, a child's scream echoed through the window.
¿Qué?
Middle of the night. No kids anywhere. The recruits rushed downstairs, and then it got worse. Their communication device started playing distorted sounds, as if the spirit had jumped into it. People wondered if a child from the past was trying to reach them, or if something darker was hiding in that school. Dark arts. This clip went viral for a really strange reason, and yeah, people swore it showed witchcraft hiding in plain sight. A store's CCTV had caught this man making odd hand gestures toward a woman in an aisle. Experts online claimed those movements were meant to dull her senses. Later, the woman even said she'd felt dizzy and confused in that moment. Then he placed some kind of substance on her, which people believed could have let him control her, but only if she spoke to him. That part never happened. She walked away completely unaware she'd been a hair's breadth from losing everything. Maybe next time you're shopping, stay sharp. Watching eyes. A night security guard on duty after closing captured something unsettling on camera. He told viewers to watch the animatronics closely, especially their eyes. And yeah, they moved. He filmed it because no one believed him the first time it happened. This was already his second encounter. He'd felt watched on multiple nights, like something was aware of him. Maybe it was faulty mechanics. Or maybe not. Some people thought the animatronics were possessed, tied to something darker lurking in the building. Whatever it was, the footage left viewers uncomfortable long after it ended. Toy terror.
Hola. Hola. ¿Cómo te llamas?
I'm never walking into a toy store the same way again. Not after this. 2 security guards working late in the toy section recorded something straight up disturbing. As one of them called out, 2 packaged dolls suddenly started moving and laughing on their own, inside their boxes, without anyone pressing the buttons.
¿Cómo te llamas?
The laughter echoed through the aisle, making everything feel even more wrong. People argued about malfunctions, but others weren't buying it. If that wasn't possession, then what was it? And to think someone would eventually buy those dolls, that's really bad luck right there. Dragged awake. Night duty already sucked, but this security guard's shift turned into something else entirely. While sitting at his post, a clothing item suddenly fell off its rack. He didn't wake up. Everything stayed quiet until something invisible grabbed his foot and dragged him out of the chair. He woke up screaming. The footage showed no one there. Shaken and done, he resigned the very next day and refused to return. No one blamed him. Later, employees mentioned the store's first owner had passed away inside the building years ago. Some believed he never really left. And after seeing that clip, it was hard to argue otherwise. Vanishing figure.
Not engaged in any kind of disturbance whatsoever.
While a police officer was giving an interview to a reporter, something strange got caught on camera. Something he definitely wasn't trained for. In the middle of him talking, a person walked behind him, totally normal. Except they never came out the other side. The officer even paused mid-sentence and glanced around, clearly confused about where the person went. The camera showed it clearly. The figure just disappeared halfway through the frame. People online swore it had to be something supernatural, like an entity messing with him on purpose. And honestly, it didn't look like any normal glitch.
Not engaged in any kind of disturbance whatsoever.
Whispering bar. This bar had always been rumored to be haunted, but people usually brushed that off until the videos came out. Glasses slid on their own. Bottles shifted without anyone touching them. But the creepiest part was the CCTV clip after closing. The place was completely empty, lights low, doors locked, and then whispers started, clear as day, like someone was talking in the dark. It didn't sound shy either. It felt intentional, like the ghost wanted to be noticed. Some locals said it might have been one of the bar's first regulars, an old man who spent most of his life there before passing away. Light jumper. After a new store opened in a small neighborhood, a guy walking by noticed an employee doing stunts outside on the light fixtures. He stopped and started filming. At first, it looked like parkour. Then the guy jumped toward the next fixture, lost his balance, and instead of falling, he went straight through the light like he wasn't solid, just phased through it. The cameraman froze. He didn't know what he'd just seen, but he knew it wasn't normal. People in the comments were convinced the guy wasn't human, either a ghost or a skinwalker trying to lure people into the store. Station visitor. Sometimes even police stations aren't safe. In a small village, one station got the creepiest visit imaginable, and it was caught on camera. A few seconds into the footage, a face peeked through the window. Its skin was ghost white, not human looking at all. Some people joked it looked like Voldemort. The officers later admitted it wasn't the first time they'd seen it. Villagers believed it was the spirit of a woman who passed away trying to get his son out of prison. They said she still wandered near the station, hoping to see him walk free one day. Moving shirt. A clothing store employee was about to close for the night when he noticed something that made his stomach drop. One t-shirt on a rack started swaying on its own. No fans were on, no air moving, and every other shirt around it stayed completely still. He stood there watching it move back and forth like someone was touching it. The employee was convinced it was connected to the recent passing of the neighboring shop owner. He believed the man's spirit hadn't left the area yet and was still lingering inside the stores he used to walk through every day. Ghost customer. A CCTV camera inside a barbershop caught something that really threw people off. At first, you saw the cloth draped over the chair suddenly shift, like someone invisible had just sat down. No one was there. Customers kept walking around like nothing happened. Then the camera caught something even worse. On the top shelf, a mannequin head slowly turned on its own until it was facing the camera directly. Viewers online were freaked out. A lot of them thought a ghost was messing around in the shop, just watching everyone like it belonged there. Invisible stalker. This eerie CCTV footage from a store has left people seriously creeped out. A man's just doing his groceries, totally normal, when suddenly he stops, look up, at nothing. Then things get strange. He starts spinning, like he's following something circling above him, but there's nothing there, at least not that we can see. And then, without warning, he fell down. Theories are pouring in. Some say he saw the Grim Reaper. Others believe he was being tormented by shadow people, those dark figures said to haunt the edges of human vision. However, skeptics believe it's just a hoax. Suspicious Woody. We all grew up loving Toy Story, right? But no one actually expects the toys to come to life. Well, this dad took his kid to a toy store. Just a normal day. They were checking out some Toy Story merch when he noticed something off. One Woody toy, facing straight ahead, suddenly turned its head. Yeah, just a slight turn. But right at the camera. He caught the whole thing on video, and it's hard to unsee. Even the skeptics in the comments were like, okay, that's definitely weird. It's just a tiny movement, but something about it feels off. Makes you wonder what happens when the store lights go out. Breathing plush.
Looking at these Hello Kitty Squishmallows, and this one right here is literally moving.
A woman was at a store when she went into the toy section looking for Squishmallows. Cute and chubby as they were, one of them stood out for all the wrong reasons. Its belly appeared to rise and fall, almost like it was breathing. She recorded the sight, and the clip quickly spread online. Skeptics believed it was just a prank or some clever trick. But paranormal enthusiasts suggested something else entirely. That sometimes toys could become vessels for wandering spirits, and when that happened, they started acting in disturbingly human ways. The debate was never settled.
Look at this. Is anyone seeing this right now?
Wizardry. If people with superpowers did exist, what happened when they used them for the wrong reasons? This clip showed exactly that. A man stood at a counter in a digital store holding a laptop. Then, with a subtle flick of his hands, the laptop became a newspaper. The store owner, busy with another customer, only noticed when the man seemed empty-handed. Puzzled, he asked where the laptop had gone. The man also acted confused. Even after checking his bag, nothing turned up. Was he truly some kind of wizard, or was this an elaborate, perfectly timed trick? Mannequin stare. Someone standing outside a storefront recorded something seriously unsettling. Inside the window sat a mannequin, still and lifeless like always. Then it moved, slowly. Its head began to turn until its face was aimed straight at the camera, like it knew it was being filmed. The person recording froze, then backed away fast. He later said he was scared it would curse him, or worse, follow him home. People online argued over what made these mannequins move. Some blamed evil spirits. Others said the mannequins themselves were cursed objects. Either way, nobody looked at store displays the same after this clip. Living shadow. This gas station footage messed with a lot of people's heads. As the employee walked past the pumps, his shadow showed up on the gas pump. Totally normal. Except when walked away from the pump, the shadow was still with him. Not cast on the ground like a normal one, following him, keeping pace. It looked like it had a will of its own. Some viewers thought it was a guardian angel that accidentally revealed itself. Others said it was way darker than that, a shadow person trying to attach itself to him. Whatever it was, it didn't behave like a normal shadow at all. Paranoid possession.
Ma'am, my name is Officer Moore. We're here to check on you because it's been reported that you're exhibiting some behavior of intoxication. Have you taken any illicit narcotics today?
This viral footage showed a disturbing encounter between a woman and police officers at a laundromat. Witnesses had reported she might be under the influence of something, but the scene felt different.
She's wearing all black. She's clearly off something.
Okay.
She's getting in people's faces. She's making grunting noises and saluting people.
As officers approached and asked her name, she didn't answer, just kept making strange, deliberate gestures.
Are you okay? You're okay? What's your name?
When they took her in, there was no struggle, only eerie compliance. And as she sat in the back of the patrol car, she smiled. A slow, unsettling smile that made many wonder if this wasn't a case of drugs at all, but something darker. Some even whispered, demonic possession.
I'm not under the influence.
Okay. Well, something is going on that myself and the fire department believe that you are impaired and under the influence of something that is making you behave this way.
Raw hunger. A security camera in a grocery store caught something no one expected. A woman walked into the meat aisle, picked up a packet of raw red meat, and instead of putting it in her cart, she just started eating it, just straight up raw. Everyone who saw the clip was shocked. Some people said she had to be mentally unwell. Others went way darker and claimed she wasn't even human. They said it looked like a skinwalker in a human body that couldn't control its hunger anymore. The way she ate it, calm, unfazed, like it was normal, was what really disturbed people. Invisible customer. In Thailand, a young woman working at a motorcycle dealership experienced something she never forgot. One evening, the heavy glass door suddenly swung open by itself. That door normally took real effort to move. Thinking it was a customer, she walked over and started talking to whoever she thought was standing there. But no one was there. Her co-workers noticed her speaking to empty space and rushed over. They told her the truth. There was nobody in front of her. The second it hit her, fear took over completely. She collapsed right on the floor. After that night, she quit the job and never went back to that building again. Spilled pint. A customer in a haunted pub had his drink knocked over by something no one could see. CCTV showed him setting his full pint on the table and walking away. The glass just sat there for a moment. Then, slowly, it started sliding toward the edge until it tipped over and fell. Nobody was near it. It happened at the Lattice House Bar in Kings Lynn, Norfolk. The building dated back to the 1400s and was already known for strange activity. Locals said the staff were used to weird stuff like this. Still, watching a beer get pushed by nothing never got any less creepy. Sliding drawer. This clip from 2023 showed a woman sitting alone inside a hardware shop near closing time. The place was silent. Then, right in front of her, one of the drawers slid open by itself. She froze, staring at it, trying to make sense of what she'd just seen. Later, she checked the CCTV footage to make sure she wasn't imagining things. And nope, The drawer really did move on its own. No one touched it, no vibration, nothing. After watching it back, she joked online that at least the store had a ghost to keep her company during lonely shifts. Superwoman. This woman was at a superstore when a shopping trolley suddenly rolled toward her out of nowhere, but instead of panicking or jumping aside, she calmly raised her hand and the trolley stopped. No contact, no struggle, like she controlled it with her mind. No one noticed anything unusual at the moment until the store owner checked the CCTV and found the imposter among them. Headless customer. Maybe even food deliveries aren't safe now, but not in the way you think. A street surveillance camera had captured something honestly terrifying. A delivery boy arrived with an order, just doing his normal rounds, when he suddenly froze. Walking up to collect the food was a woman, only she had no head, no mask, no trick, nothing. She simply took the order like it was the most normal thing ever. The poor delivery boy bolted the second it left his hands. Meanwhile, the headless woman just turned and walked away calmly. Whether it was a bizarre prank or an actual headless entity, no one had a clue what they had just witnessed. Rolling chair. During a midnight shift, a nurse heard strange noises coming from the hospital cafeteria. It was supposed to be empty. When she went to check, she saw a wheelchair moving across the floor by itself. No one was near it. Then she heard footsteps behind her, but the room was still empty. The whole thing was caught on video later, and it left viewers seriously unsettled. A lot of people believed it was the spirit of a former patient, someone who never got to leave that hospital while alive and still hadn't figured out how to move on.
Se escuchaban demasiadas voces. A mí no me gustan las sillas de ruedas.
Game room lurker. This game room CCTV footage showed something downright otherworldly. While the kid was busy playing, something small moved across the floor behind him. A tiny humanoid creature, quick and dark, and the way it tiptoed around hinted at real intelligence. It tried so hard not to get the boy's attention, but eventually he noticed. The moment he turned, the creature darted away and hid behind a table, almost like it knew it needed to escape. The boy ran after it, but the thing completely vanished after that. So what was it? Some people wondered if a tiny alien race had already slipped onto Earth, living right under our noses. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.